Well, let's see if anybody's up this afternoon. Actually, I got a few minutes before I have to go down to the lobby and prepare for Valentine's Day. I throw little shindigs in the lobby of our apartment building here. And it's Valentine's Day. Any excuse to dress up and get it and try to put a smile on people's faces. That's my biggest mission in life. That's why I dress crazy as I walk down the street or run. I do about 5 miles or so a day. And the people pass me by and just smile. They don't know who the hell I am or anything what I do. But it seems my crazy outfits just make people smile. And that's, boy, I feel I have nothing better. If I could add that kind of enjoyment to somebody's life, man, I have nothing better to do. Right? So it's important. Now, I'm going to put some links in the website online if you're watching this on YouTube, and over here on the chat. I'm going to put some links in the chat of something you should be aware of, and this is. Let me get it here. I'll put it in after I'm live. I'll put it on YouTube later. But here on the chat, here is the links to, this is the Department of Labor, and something I think everybody should know. Number one, they have unclaimed money from past employers that they have money there. They have like, it's 222,000 checks waiting to be given to people. They have $160 million worth of money sitting there that people have not claimed. It's very easy. There's a link. I put the link in the beginning here of how to claim that money. And I just read a report on Michigan is doing their own. They've taken that information, then they have their own website. It's called Workers Owed, OWED, wages. And that's a Michigan only. So if you're in Michigan, you could search that database in the states of Michigan to see, and they have about 6,000 names in there. So there's 6,000 people in Michigan could get like an average of $1,000 or more. I mean, it depends. It may be $10,000 or it may be $150. Yeah. So it's all over the lot. Missing money. It's nice. It doesn't take much to look and to see if you're going to be a winner, right? And that's important that you have it and it's not sitting in the attic of a government office. And also you should be aware of other help that is in Department of Labor. If you have trouble with getting paid overtime, see what happened, employers, they try to, make everything, try to get people to work cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, right? And not pay them by the law. So if you're not paid overtime, or they did something, they're not doing something right, or you just get dismissed and you don't think it's fair, you could contact them and they will investigate. Now, what's so neat about them is they investigate whether you're right or wrong. They investigate whether you're right or wrong. So that's what's important, that you contact them. There's local offices and national offices. I have the links here for the national offices, how to get help from them. So people have owed wages, how to file a complaint, their employer independent contractor classification, sort of like, remember Uber, they made those people being independent contractors. Well, they lost. I think that they couldn't do that. And California said, no, they can't. Or you're not getting family and medical leave. People, your boss isn't giving you what you're due in law for that. All those kinds of things. A minimum wage, maybe they're not doing that. We have government offices that are cheaper than any lawyer that you could find or hire or whatever, because these people are free and they have more power. See, I feel that any lawyer that you'll get, because a lawyer could only get the money that you're due. You see, and so that's why, and the government's lawyer, I mean, the company's lawyers, particularly if they're a bigger company, they've probably done this a lot of times, and they're able to be better at this than any lawyer that you'll hire. How does one find out if we're a Let's Go winner? We have it on the on our Look on the left-hand side, of our grants. Yes, financial. Yes, our grants, we post them all the time. We have 4 different grants a month, and we just posted, I forget which one, but I know I sent out a lot of checks for the car repair. So I think that's the latest one that's out. And we're usually about 2 or 3 weeks behind the deadline. So if the deadline is like the 15th, usually by the end of the month, and I guess that's why that's the car repair. I've been sending out a lot of checks this week to the car repair people. And we list all those names. You'll see on the left-hand side of Let's Go Help 2, you'll see all our it's where to apply to all the programs, and also where to get the names of the winners of all the programs. Okay. And we have people who don't pick up their money. We try to contact them, as much as we can, and everybody's got a busy life. I understand. This is such an awesome work that you do. Oh, well, Ann, it's, you don't know how special it is to hear that. I don't know. I never thought I was a special person, and I still don't, just trying to do the best I can and help folks. But when you say that, it warms my heart. It opens my heart more. And so I appreciate that very much. And when that happens to you, it gives you more enthusiasm to keep doing it, because you see if somebody is able to benefit from what you're doing. Boy, you just joined, Keith. Oh, great. Well, you got a lot to learn. There's lots of help here. Make sure you go through that list that we send out when you're joined, all the benefits. You have the 4 grants, you have the live talks, either like this, me and the other members actually take your questions live like this. And then Sabrina has sort of more like workshops, 2 nights a week, and they could go a couple hours. So they're good to see. So see all that, they're in there, and most of it's on description on the left-hand side of Let's Go Help 2. So make sure you get everything. And the most important thing is that you ask questions. Whether here, you see every member is eligible for to get help either on Let's Go Help 2, which you're watching me now probably, or on Facebook. So we have a Facebook group called facebook.com/Let's Go Help, all small letters. I think maybe it's capital L and H for help. Either way, one day you'll get there, and it should be, all that stuff should be in your what do you call it? Welcome letter that you should have gotten email, but things don't happen correct all the time. Can you get one-on-one help? You have it, Richard. What do you want? See, they everything one-on-one help. I don't come out and sit on your lap. I could never make any money doing that at $20. So what we do is this way. You ask us as many questions as you can, and me or somebody else will show you, point you. Now, if you're worried about the what do you call it? The filling out an application, don't worry about that. Find the application. You got to find the application before you worry about filling out the application, because there's millions and millions of them. And until you have the application, and 99% of them, let's see, 99% of them are easy. You don't need any help filling out an application. What you need help is finding the application, and that's what we do. And that's what all this is here now that I'm doing, and everything. Now, can you suggest any programs in Maine for property taxes? Yes. Look here, I have a report on that, but the place to check is, first of all, check your property tax people, the people who collect the property tax. Many times they have usually separate categories of people who don't have to pay or don't have to pay as much. And you have to know about those programs. So that's the first place to look. And then what you do is you go to findhelp.org, findhelp.org, and find any other programs there. Look under financial assistance. and see what the financial assistance programs will include property taxes, or even if it's for anything, then you can include it in property taxes. So don't, and if none of that works, then, and you call your elected official, and to call your elected official in Maine, what you want to do is go to Common and get the address, contact information, elected officials, and tell them you have trouble paying and you need their help to help you work something out with the property tax people, so they don't throw you out of the house for that. Okay, I've been struggling financially since the store manager at Goodwill dropped my work hours to 2 days. We also applied to some of the LESCO grants, but haven't won yet. Okay, Greg, it's there. You have more opportunities in the other grants. So here, if you look at that Meta Grants report, LESCO Meta Grants report, look at item 3 in that Meta Grants report and go through, first of all, make an appointment with a free financial counselor in the beginning of the Meta Grants report. Okay, that's very important to do that first, because they could get rid of debt, and they have a lot of tricks up their sleeve that really could help you and actually get you on a good path for the future. Don't just sit and worry that you have all these fucking bills and you don't sleep at night. No, you talk to somebody that will relieve the stress, because it'll be a manageable plan for you to get out of that hole. Now, the next thing you do is follow the list after making an appointment with the counselor. Then and that shows you step by step how to find grants to pay for living expenses, whether it's rent, mortgage, utility payments, stuff like that. So all that is there in a step-by-step report. I'm going to look here for you, if I could find in my thing utilities. No, surplus property tax options. Okay, here's a report for the young man, I think it is, that needed help with their property taxes. Okay, here are the sources for that. Now, this is the key. Once you get sources, this is where the rubber meets the road, as they say in some places. And this is where it really counts. And you just can't look at links and apply online. It doesn't work. It may, but don't think you're going to get lucky. And it'll be really easy. You just get a link and fill out the report. No, don't count on that. You have to take these sources and start calling each one of them, if you can, as many as you can, that maybe even are not even going to give you money. But see, all the sources I give you are really people who are working for free. The one that actually they get paid, but they don't have to get paid by you. So they're never going to collect money from you. And their job is to make sure that you solve that problem, whether it's property taxes or paying rent or whatever it is. That's all they do. So they're the people you want to talk to about solving your problem, because they are in your community, so they know the programs. And see, most of these programs like this are local. So it's impossible for, we got, hundreds of thousands of cities and counties and all that kind of stuff. We're never going to be able to do that, but we know what organizations locally do. And we show you them. Now that's we certainly know grants too, and the links, but that's a crapshoot whether that works or not, because there's just too much out there. And if you're relying on that, then you just have a small piece of the puzzle, and you'll go away empty-handed. You don't want to do that, and that's why I wanted to charge only $20 so that people get the help they need, because it may take some time. And it may be worth it for you. It may not be. If it isn't, well, then you go on your way. No problem. And when it is, maybe you could come back, because you can always manage your own subscription. We have something, if you go to lesgohelpmember.com, lesgohelpmember.com, and you could manage your own subscription there. Turn it on, turn it off, or whatever. And that's sort of a cool thing to do. But we're here to help. I want to help for the rest of my life doing this. I see people can really get the help. I certainly don't hit a home run every time I come up the plate, but I get close, I think, and also close in educating people about what this system is. I've been studying it almost 50 years now, and it's something that people ignore, they avoid, and that's hurtful in my heart because it could help so many people, and because they don't know about it or they're afraid to ask or whatever, and they don't get it. The rich people know better, and they're gonna, you know, they use the hell out of it, and don't forget the average. The government gives an average of $20,000, $22,000 actually, to every family in America every year. So if you're not here, if you're not getting, if you didn't get 22,000 for you and your family, you're not. And by the way, there's a new, besides the $1,000 from the Department of Labor, of the wages that somebody owes you. If you have a child, there's a new tax credit that is going to give out an average of $1,130 per child or per family. And so some are going to get more, some are going to, and it's just passed the Congress, which is the House of Representative, would be the tough. It's usually that's the tough house to get any kind of money program through, and so it should be easy through this Senate. But keep an eye on that because everybody's very optimistic that this is going to go through, and it just started the process a day or two ago. So that's another sort of like stimulus check you're going to get for $1,000. Like I say, that's an average. So some people get more, maybe $4,000 or $5,000. Others get maybe 500. So whatever it is, it could be a value. And by the way, we have our what month is this? August 4th is the deadline, midnight, for our $40,000 grant. We have a $40,000 grants we give out on the deadline is the 4th of every month. So on the 4th of the month, you have to have your application in, and there's a link to the application on the left-hand side on Let's Go Help 2. You fill that out, it's in, you'll get an email verifying we got your application, and you sit and wait, and it usually takes us 2 weeks or so after the close of the grant to announce the winners. And so we do that every month. You don't win this month, you try it next month. Or we have three other grants, right? We have one for car repair, and that's $15,000 we give out. Then another for housing, for rent or mortgage, and we give out $20,000 there. Then we give out 25 free laptop computers every month, okay? And we do that all the time. I got to go and work in the lobby and get the people here. I'm in the process of looking around at self-help. People should not just keep that site in the back of their minds, but should sign up, then set up filters to look. Oh, very good, Roger. Yeah, thank you. See, this is it. Roger, if you want to help other people with stuff, let Misty know. Because we're looking for what we call navigators or Let's Go Help lovers. People want to really help other people because we all need just a little pat sometimes or whatever to keep us on the road and going forward. I am currently saving favorites, and we'll go back in a few days and start drilling down. Good, yeah. Talk to people. 2 ways to get to from the government and 1 way from you guys. Right, Greg? 2 ways is the grant that's coming up for child tax credit is called. So it's a grant from the IRS, and that's why they have the word tax in it. But they just give you money no matter you pay taxes or not. That's one of the other one is the unclaimed wages, and that link is in the beginning of the report I put in there. And from us, I just explained the 4 programs, the 4 grants we have, Greg, and they're all listed on the side of there's like a table of contents on the side of this thing and you will see it there. Oh, there's Twyla. Yeah, I gotta miss the happy Friday, Twyla. Tula. And Hey, yes. Yeah, I think, yeah, uh, uh, Misty mentioned, thank you for helping. Thank you very much. It is so wonderful that people want to help other people. And if we could keep doing that, I think, well, we'll at least grow our own heart if we don't grow somebody else's. You can never count on your results of anything. You just have to try. And that's why if you do something you enjoy, then at least you're pleasing one person, right? Okay. See you all so much. And thank you so much for being alive and contacting us or me or whatever. And I get flabbergasted because I'm not really sure what to say sometimes. So I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Tula, Tula, Tula.